Hello everybody, my name is Music Man, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing my viewers gameplay video. So in this video I have some Geisha and Bloody Queen gameplay to review, so let's get into it. So the first match that we're going to be looking at is Geisha on Red Church. We can see that we spawn in right between Graveyard and Carpet. And I remember back when I was playing a lot, I would always go to Backgate from here. But you decided to go into Middle Church, and wow, look at that dash right there. Let's see that one again. So you see, you throw the butterfly all the way across the center of Church, right all the way up to the dash, and you get that easy hit right there. Really, really well executed. So the thing that this survivor has to be careful about the most is that from here, you see that the psychologist is rotating towards back gate, which can be quite dangerous because, as you can see, the cowboy is right here. And you can see that cowboy is already needing to move out right in that corner there. So you put the butterfly on, and we'll see how you tackle this approach. Okay, so you see that up in the corner, the psychologist does have a little bit of that heal ability left. Now, keep an eye out for that cowboy. I probably would have waited just a little bit longer before downing that psychologist so that that passive ability would not be able to last. But you can see you're tracking down the cowboy now. From here, being that you don't know exactly where the cowboy is at anymore, I would probably stick by the chair. You're kind of rotating a little dangerously far. Oh yeah, you can see the cowboy's right there, and we'll see how you take this chair hit. Oh, hits the chair. That's so unfortunate. Wow, really nice hit there. That was very well executed there. You were able to get that hit, but see, because you didn't wait out that passive ability, you had to follow up with a second hit, which feeds you presence, but, you know, I mean, you got a cowboy in the area. It's kind of not exactly a super friendly scenario. Now from here, what I would probably do is I would probably drop the survivor and work to get at least one hit on the cowboy or force out the lasso. See, that's the dangerous part here. Let's see that again. So you picked up the survivor, tried to take to the chair, but the cowboy was just able to steal. Now, usually most cowboys are just scared away by having 1 point of hit damage. I probably would have tried to get at least one hit on the cowboy there just to scare him away, and that'll make your life a whole lot easier through this. Okay, you can see the cowboy is here with another approach. We'll see if he gets this lasso here. Yeah, that'll kind of happen when you turn your back on the cowboy. So you miss this here. That hit was very important because that would have scared the cowboy away, at least, to try to be able to heal and stuff, being that there's only 3 ciphers remaining. But you turned your back to the cowboy. He never left, and now you ran away with your survivor. That butterfly was a little bit of an oopsie. So you got that hit on the cowboy, and we'll see if my prediction is correct. I believe this cowboy should just run away. Oh man, look at that hit. So that was an important thing to see there. The Geisha turned her character angle so that you would be able to see the survivor and dash. Okay, so this cowboy is being really risky. You could have just chased that cowboy and downed him there, and then you would have been in a really good scenario there if you were able to get that hit, of course. The cowboy's in the area, but that cowboy is not going to be the rescue, so you gotta see what ciphers are wiggling. So just kind of pan your camera around and see if there are any ciphers wiggling, but if not, I would probably stick to the chair, maybe jump up in the air because it's kind of tough to see any approaches. It's kind of one of the few areas where that secondary ability might potentially be useful, is to see over those walls. Okay, you got a hit on the acrobat. I mean, I can't really complain. It would have been nicer to get a terror shock, but you can't really bank on those all the time. Oh, and the acrobat misses his jump. That's really unfortunate for him. Okay, you get the hit on the psychologist. This is good. We'll see if the cowboy's still in the area. Now, the cowboy should just be decoding here. It would not be smart for him to try to harass. We'll see what happens here. Oh, the cowboy is in the area. Now you just go after that cowboy. Get that hit. Whoa, look at that lasso. That was a mid-dash lasso. That was impressive. Look at that. Wow. Great move by the survivor. Now the thing that's tough about this is Cowboy can no longer harass. There's a 10-second cooldown, at least last time I played. 10-second cooldown the lasso, so he's not going to bother you anymore. Oh man, you got one cipher left. So this is looking very tieable for the survivors right now. Okay, looks like Acro's been healed up, but you chase that Cowboy. You get that boy out of here. Nice dash. This has always been like the bane of Geisha's existence. This graveyard area, always super terrible for Geisha. So that's not just you. This has been kind of the constant struggle of Geisha mains, is this area right here, because tight kiting has always been really tough for Geishas. Ever since like her first debut. You do really great against transitions, but you get into an area like graveyard, and that can just be really tough area for you. You're doing a good job circling this Cowboy though. Oh, that Cowboy's trapped. What are you gonna do? Again, turns the POV of the camera there. Excellent job. Alright, so right here what I would do is I actually would have thought about just straight up leaving the Cowboy down, because what that would do for you is it'd give you a chance to look at ciphers, and being that you carry teleport, you would be able to disrupt that last cipher, which is likely, I believe, the one at Backgate has not been popped yet, but we know that it has had progress from the Cowboy just sitting there, so that one's likely the one to be decoded. So that would have given you an easy target at least. But you decide to chair the Cowboy. The female dancer got a hit, placed a slow box. Now you're going to be chasing this Cowboy again. But see, that pop happened. And that was the Backgate cipher. Yeah, that was the same cipher that I predicted would have been the one to be the last cipher anyways. So you might have had greater chances of a win if you were able to chair on that cipher. It would have been a little riskier. This almost guarantees you a tie. Nice charge attack there, by the way. But, I mean, I can't really complain with the decisions you made. It's just a way, it really firmly secures a tie, but doesn't really give you a whole lot of win potential necessarily. So you chase the dancer in this area. Again, Geisha has a hard time with all these walls that she can't see around necessarily. But you end up downing that female dancer. The Cowboy was picked up. You should just basically settle for the tie here. Because if you leave the chair and play super risky, then the survivors do have a chance to come back and sweep this tie from under you. So what I would do is I would probably hard camp this tie right here. So, and I would be perfectly happy with that. If this is top high tier gameplay, I would just straight up settle with the tie and be totally happy, and then probably pursue a win in the next matches in the future. You're kind of looking around for the tie to see if you can find where the survivor is in this area, which is understandable because your detention is pretty close to running out. You don't want a survivor if there's tide still up, which I don't believe there should be, unless if, I don't believe, no, Acrobat did a rescue already. Okay. The Acrobat should have just left. That should have been the Acrobat's decision. Yeah, you get that tie because the Acrobat decided that he wanted to stick around, but that really was just a firm tie if the Acrobat would have went to Carpet Gate. And you see this Cowboy's in this area. Oh man, is this going to turn into a 4K? I mean, the whole setup to the end was really a tie. Like, if this was tournament gameplay, like top tier tournament gameplay, that is a tie. That's basically the definition of a tie. But really, kind of the throwing at the end gave you the benefit of the doubt, and you were able to pull it into a win. So, I mean, that kind of happened, but really your one main area where you would have been able to shoot for that win would have been at the last cipher, being able to teleport to that last cipher and disrupt it. But overall, you had some really great plays, and I really enjoyed that gameplay. So next we have some Bloody Queen gameplay on Lakeside. I really do like Bloody Queen on Lakeside because of all the really good mirror places in this map. You're taking the correct route right now. I would probably hover more towards like scrap shack, shed, that kind of area. You do see someone right there. Let's see how you... Oh, you decide not to chase that. I believe that might have been the embalmer or psychologist or something. I'm not really sure, but anyways, you decide to switch targets. You go all the way back to this area right here. You can find someone here. This is an incredibly weak area. It wasn't the psychologist, because the psychologist is right here. You go ahead and chase the psychologist here. We'll see how you deal with this area. Don't let her get to that pallet. Nice hit right there. We'll see if you do the same thing as last time. We'll see if you wait out that passive ability or if you get 2 hits in rapid succession here like the previous match. So the psychologist ends up vaulting here. If I were the psychologist, I probably would have waited a little bit just to like kind of force you to wait that out. But yeah, that mirror was placed a little bit too far. Let's see, can you get this blink? Oh, misses the blink. You get that hit there. Let's see that again with our instant replay. So you go for the blink. Just barely overshot it, but then you eventually got that hit back. And as you can see now, the important thing is that passive ability has since run out. So now she won't have that going to her advantage. So the thing about that passive ability is that it just keeps going, even if it's like just off a rescue on the chair. If it's still around, it'll still protect for another hit. So you end up getting that hit there. That was a very, very well placed mirror. Let's see that again. Nice hit right there. You can see that change of the pop of the camera so that you'd be able to hit your target right there. That was a very well executed mirror. Very proud of that. You're going to go ahead and take the psychologist to the rocket chair. Now, there are 3 ciphers left, and you just got your first chairing down. So this is the type of match that you would be basically trying to pull for a draw out of. And that's a really tough thing now, playing a character like Bloody Queen against, perfumer and psychologist, both characters that, generally speaking, you need to hit 3 or more times. We have the embalmer right here. Oh, the perf goes for the rescue. It's kind of interesting that perfumer brings tide. I'm not quite used to that. Most of the time I thought they would bring broken windows, but this perfumer decides to bring tide. Just a personal choice, I suppose. You end up going for this hit with the perfumer. Now, you decide not to in this scenario, but just kind of in the future, at least when I was last playing, if your mirror was on cooldown and you hit that final presence, it automatically cancels the mirror cooldown. So that's just kind of something to keep in mind, that sometimes you might want to wait on that last hit, the same way Gamekeeper used to with his hooks, and the same way Spider does with her final presence. So the Weeping Clown is probably, the next rescue. That's kind of a really fast next rescue, I believe. Yeah, the Weeping Clown probably could have been a little more patient there, but I see you're carrying Berserker. Now, when I was playing Bloody Queen, I prefer Wanted Order. I believe that's a little more useful. Oh, excellent technique on that mirror. You see what we did there. Let's see that again. Places on her side of the pallet. That's very important. This Bloody Queen places on your side of the pallet, because that makes it so that the psychologist won't be able to just run behind the mirror and then you can't hit. So that's very important. I actually talk about that on my 5 Steps to Improve series briefly there. That's just a very important tip. A lot of times Bloody Queens will get in really awkward situations if they don't have that mirror on their side of the pallet. So now we have 1 cipher remaining. Excellent job. This is what I wish you would have done last game, is work on pressuring the last cipher. Because especially when you're playing a draw character like Bloody Queen, or at least I think she's still considered a draw. At least that's how she played when I was playing Bloody Queen. You got to make sure that if you want a win with her, you have to pressure that last cipher. So you're chasing this embalmer here, which can be a little bit tough because that coffin exists. So that's just kind of something to keep in mind, of that you aren't likely to be able to get a chairing off of a first embalmer takedown. So but you're a Bloody Queen and you have trump card. First I thought you weren't carrying trump card, but then I noticed the little trump card switcheroo was like way up to the side, which I guess makes sense so that you wouldn't get misclicks. In addition to like your larger button size than what I use, I think that's kind of something that would be interesting to look into, because that might make it so that many players will get less misclicks, perhaps if the buttons are larger. So now you're going to be chasing this perfumer here. Now the perfumer is the only character that is at max health at the moment. So we'll see how you deal with the perfumer in this area. Now perfumer is pretty notorious for countering Bloody Queen, and you're just kind of standing around at the moment. I would be watching that cipher on shore as well. Excellent mirror. Kind of surprised that the perfumer didn't perfume it. Let's see that again. So mirror, and the perfumer actually doesn't perfume. That was very interesting. But either way, you got a hit, so I would probably focus at least temporarily on this perfumer. This perfumer is making her way to small boat though, and small boat is a place where you kind of like the second best kiting area in this map. The first would obviously be big boat on the other side of the map. But anyways, you have teleport. You teleport to shore. This is the shore area, we call it. And you end up chasing this weeping clown here. Let's see how you do this mirror. Oh, swing and a miss. Let's see that again. That was so close. Let's see how close that was. Just barely. You almost got that hit. That was incredibly close. I'm actually kind of surprised that didn't go through. But anyways, that makes a big difference, because if you would have gotten that down, you would have been able to get a down and then place them right on the last cipher. But either way, you get this hit, and it looks like that pop's going to happen there. So now I would just focus on tunneling that weeping clown. This looks like a very secure tie scenario. No, the weeping clown got the coffin. The weeping clown got the coffin. Oh, and you switched. Oh, that's so close. There's not a whole lot you can do there. Unfortunately, Embalmer is a very glass cannon character that can come in clutch if necessary, and that's just one of the examples of that. But, well, that's all for today's video. If you want your gameplay to be reviewed in a future video, just go ahead and send your gameplay to the email here via Google Drive or YouTube link, and I'll make sure to feature you in a future video. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to like, subscribe, check out the link to the Discord server in the description, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.